Welcome to Girlbrains.
Welcome to Girlbrains, guys. Episode 2. Super excited.
I'm Sydney.
And I'm Nikki.
And we're back. This is actually happening. We actually kind of have a
this
podcast now.
Yeah, we have an Instagram. You guys should follow it.
Yep.
Girlbrains Podcast.
Yep. And we are currently only on Spotify. We're trying to figure out Apple stuff, but we don't know what we're doing.
Like paying and like maybe if we start ever getting ad revenue, like that's something we could look into. But for now, I'm like,
yeah, this is good enough. You're in
the business relaunches. What's the phrase where it's like your gains aren't meeting your?
I have no idea.
I wasn't a business major.
I'm not either.
It just isn't equating.
Okay.
So sorry to everybody who had to download Spotify to listen to us talk.
Or also, you're welcome.
You're welcome. You know what? That's bad. I take it back. I'm not saying sorry. Yeah. You're welcome for making you. Because who actually, realistically, is on Apple Music instead of Spotify?
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for those people.
I never understood it. I never understood.
Yeah.
Spotify's just so much better.
Yeah.
So much better.
I feel lucky that I got in Spotify. Because I feel like it could have happened to me. I could have been in Apple Music early.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, so we put out our first podcast. Is this working? Yeah. We put out our first podcast yesterday. Or not yesterday, last week.
Yes. Well, no, we recorded it last Friday. Friday. Today's also Friday.
Yep.
But we released it this past Tuesday.
Yeah. You got a lot of good feedback. I got a lot of good feedback.
My mom really liked
from your mom.
My mom really liked it. My mom's her biggest hype man.
Yeah. Yeah. And now
she had some choice words. She said too much Taylor Swift, but she's also not a Swiftie at all. So.
And your mom now follows me on Instagram, which is huge.
Yeah,
this is really
everybody
great.
Makes it such a big deal when my mom when my mom lets them because sometimes I feel like since you're older, like she's cool like following you back, but like for a lot of my friends, she doesn't follow them back, which I kind of get.
Yeah.
Because we are like so much younger than my mom, but it's also like it's so funny because people will be like, "Oh my god, like your mom accepted my friend request," and I'm like, makes me like I don't know how to feel.
I felt like your mom was like checking in on me to see that I wasn't a weirdo. That's what I thought.
That makes a lot of sense.
Which I'm like, that's fair.
She's a little late to the party because I've hung out at your house.
I know.
She's dropped me off at your Christmas party. So it's
yeah.
She's known you existed.
Yeah, but now
she just wants to be maybe I don't know.
We'll find out.
Well, did she request you first?
She requested me first. It was a huge day, and then she has a private account, and so I had to go back in and reciprocate.
Okay.
So anyway, shout out to Nikki's mom.
Shout out to Miss Sabat. Love you, Pookie.
Yeah. Today's a huge day.
Yeah.
I know your mom said that we talk too much about Taylor Swift, and I think we will ease up on it a little bit, but I feel like it's inevitable. Today is Torture Poets Day.
Yeah.
And it came out last night. It's a surprise double album. Everybody knows that at this point. I am still processing a lot. I was very unhinged yesterday. I was super anxious about all of it.
Yeah, she was. She texted me at 10 o'clock or something. She was like, I'm feeling really nervous.
I was like,
and I was like, about what? And she was like, the album.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, it's gonna be okay.
And it is. And you went to an album release party.
Yeah, I went to the one that Sessions was hosting, Sessions Auburn.
Mm-hmm. But I can't do that.
It was fun. It was so because nobody really knew because she didn't release any I didn't listen to the leaks.
Yeah.
And nobody really did teasers. I mean, she did post that one clip about the music video.
Mm-hmm.
But that also wasn't the background was from Florida, wasn't it? I think I saw somebody post about that on TikTok. It wasn't the background from Fortnite.
So confused about what's going on.
But so I didn't know what the vibe was going to be because like I said, I didn't listen to the leaks.
Yeah.
And so we went and the album dropped at 11 in our time zone. So we stayed for a couple songs and we were like, this is not an album to listen to at a bar.
Yeah, that's okay. We've talked about this, but I don't want anybody else around the first time I'm listening to it.
Makes sense.
I feel like I'm going to get annoyed with people. I just need to focus and listen and try to figure out what's going on because I think anytime she releases a new album, there's so much you're just acclimating to a new sound and there's always new words that I don't know and I'm
and there was a lot of new words.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say new sounds because I feel like we got a lot of Folklore and Midnight's vibes.
Yeah.
But her vocabulary, I was like, girl.
But it's also
she had that thesaurus open and ready.
What are some words that you noticed?
The only thing that I remember from listening to it for the first time last night was that tattooed golden retriever bit. And I was like, Okay.
Okay, also while we're talking about it, I just need to shout out myself because last week on the episode I did predictions and 2 predictions came true. She
Okay, one
mentioned
of them was Amy's
prediction, but I said it on air.
You said, okay,
I did say
so
it.
she did say
so she does reference swamp in Florida. That was really good. And I said horses, and you like kind of
I did laugh at her.
You laughed at me, but she mentioned horses twice. Like once about like a high horse, and then another time I don't know.
Well, she like had I don't remember
wild horses or something
like that. But like one of them is like super like fresh out the slammer.
Yeah.
I think is the one that's like super Western sounding.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we were talking about this. It's a lot of Western sounding, and I was like a lot more aliens happening. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I also like I've like started looking through the lyrics of like my songs that I listen to, and I think are gonna be my favorites. But
yeah,
I don't know. I need like I said, she's just it's different, and I'm not a folklore lover. I'm sorry, it's a very controversial opinion.
That's okay. I just think I need a lot of time, especially because it's 31 songs. Like that's
it's 2 hours long.
That's so
it's 2 hours long. Like with the double album.
Yeah. So
it's insane.
Yeah, we'll get into it later because I don't
really
have.
You don't have your favorites.
Well,
yet.
On the first listen through, my favorites were "I Can Do It with a Broken Heart." I felt
I think that one kind of slapped. A good one.
And "The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived." I thought that one was really.
They can never make me hate you, Maddie Healy.
Nikki loves Maddie Healy.
I'm sorry, he's a terrible person, and I get that, but like they could never make me hate you, Maddie Healy. I want you to know that if you're watching, if you're listening.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Yeah, Maddie Healy, our #1 fan. Yeah,
they could never make me hate you. He's just been a staple. I just love the 1975.
Yeah,
like Dylan, my brother. For those who don't know. Even though I talk about him a lot because he's annoying. Love you, Dylan. Like he did this like thing where he was like, okay, would you rather like listen to like this person or this person for the rest of your life? And then like ultimately it came down to like Taylor Swift of the 1975, and I would pick the 1975. I think if I could only listen to one band for the rest of my life, it'd be the 1975.
When did you get into them?
I've been a fan of them since their debut album back in like 2013, 14, something like that.
How old were you in 2013?
I was 13. No, 12.
12.
I think I was 13. I think I was 13 when I started listening to them. I was middle school though.
Yeah, what was 13-year-old Nikki? What was your vibe?
I thought I was so cool. Because it was like alternative music, alternative indie music, and I'm listening to it, and I was like,
were you like, I'm so much cooler than all these?
Yeah, I was.
School.
No, I was definitely. I mean, I feel like most girls had that phase.
Oh yeah,
they were like, oh my god, like I'm not listening to Taylor Swift. I'm listening to My Chemical Romance and Mayday Parade and stuff. And I'm like, I still listen to everybody, but I'm also like, I'm now a Swiftie. So, but I love 1975. I've been listening to them forever.
Yeah.
So they could never make me hate you, Maddie Healy.
I was going to tell you, I think I told you this, but last week you talked about you were listening to, what's her name? Chappell Roan?
Yeah, Chappell Roan.
And I started listening to her this weekend. So
did you like her?
I did. I really did.
Her. I like her vibe.
Yes, they're fun songs.
She's really up and coming.
Yeah.
Which is making me upset because now I'll never be able to afford concert tickets.
That's true.
Love that for me.
But yeah, you influenced me.
It is. Which ones did you like?
The Pink Pony Parade.
Pink Pony.
And then the Phenomenon.
I love it. I love when she's like, did you hear what I said? Break out the fucking beat. I think it's my favorite part of the song.
Yeah.
That one's good. Why do I not remember what the name of the one that she just released is? Like, I've been listening to it on repeat. Sean, help me out here. It's like Good Luck Babe. That's what it's called. Okay. It's so good. Okay. Good Luck Babe is so good.
If I need a break from Taylor this weekend, I can.
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. That's been on my repeat.
That's good.
And then ironically enough, I really thought this was going to be like, I think me and a lot of other people thought this was going to be like mostly about Joe, the album.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think, I was a little surprised by that. I thought, I was thinking like, you're losing me with like, a shots fired, and then this was going to be like the whole war, and it really wasn't
there isn't a lot about
which is kind of like worse for him, you know? Like it's a little bit of the Calvin Harris, like I forgot that you existed. It's like I'm not even going to write about you anymore. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like he also is the type that like does not care though. I don't know. I don't know. I was like the alleged Maddie Healy songs. I was like, Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the girl that I went to the listening party to is also a 1975 fan. So we were like,
is
huh.
this? Yeah.
Like, is this about Maddie Healy?
Yeah.
And all my favorite songs off the album are allegedly the ones that are written about him.
Yeah. You like Guilty as Sin.
Guilty as Sin is so good. Down Bad is so good.
Down
But
Bad is
Daddy,
good.
I Love Him is so good. I think those three are my like favorites.
Mm-hmm. That checks out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all the more like synth midnightsy sounding ones rather than like folklore, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I showed you earlier, but like one of the songs like is like super similar sounding to a 1975 song, which makes sense because Jack also gets his grabby hands everywhere. So he's also produced some of their songs.
What is the thing about the Blue Nile? Because I was on Instagram today all the time. And in one of the lyrics, she says something about the Blue Nile. And then I think Maddie Healy says the Blue Nile is like his favorite band of all time or something.
Oh,
you got to
I gotta figure that out. Yeah. I will say, like, I love the 1975 and I love Taylor Swift, but like, I don't do a lot of this like lyric digging that a lot of other people, no shame to people who do that. It's so fun. But like, I'm just like a listener.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, allegedly it's about Maddie Healy. I like didn't pick up on any of it except for the fact that I listened to that one song. I can't remember which song it is off of Tortured Poets that I was like, oh, this is super familiar sounding. And then the girl Brennan that I went to the listening party with, she was like, doesn't this sound like Looking for Somebody to Love? And I was like, oh, that's where it like
that's what she did on Dear John.
Yeah,
like the guitar sounds like a John Mayer guitar. So she's,
but I can't remember which song it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe So Long. I get like So Long London was the track 5, but I really felt like Love of My Life should have been the track 5.
Yeah.
That one was heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of feel like all of them, like, I think The Black Dog was like a sad one for me.
Okay. I didn't like listen to that one.
Okay.
Because like if I wasn't rocking with it within like the first like 45 seconds, I just skipped it.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That's just how I am.
I could never. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just need to sit with it more and then probably have more thoughts because I think it's just too fresh right now. And it's like there's too many songs, there's too many names.
There's too many theories about who this is all about, who that's all about.
Chloe, Sam, like...
Peter.
Peter.
Allegedly.
Peter, that's a Peter Pan thing.
But allegedly that one's also about Maddie Healy.
Well, that makes sense.
I have no
all
idea.
These men are the same.
Yeah.
All of these men.
Charlie Puth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Charlie Puth. Shout out to Charlie Puth. That was cool.
And then those people that she references in the Torture Post department, I don't remember their names.
Yeah.
That like if it's like a literary or media reference that I don't understand, but
we know nothing.
Yeah.
This is a music podcast. We know nothing.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. I have exciting news, not Taylor Swift related.
Is it the exciting news that I think it is?
Yeah. So I probably after we finish recording this, I'm going to pick up some kittens to foster. I'm very excited about it. Yes.
How many?
I'm getting 2.
What kind?
They're like little gray tabby cats. So I have had quite a run with the cats recently in the last 6 months, and so not the best experiences. I had 2 cats die in the last 6 months. I'm okay. It's fine. Yeah, people in here are like, what happened? It's okay. So I'm a little bit like spooked on the cat situation right now. And so I was like, I'm going to sign up to foster because I don't know. And so they had some little kittens come in and I'm like, okay, I can do this. So they're like 3 or 4 weeks old. They're tiny little babies. So I don't really know what I need to do. I think it's probably going to be a lot of work, but it'll be fun. I'm picking them up after this, and then I'm having friends over tonight to listen to Torture Poets, and so there will be kittens there, which will be cool.
I'm so mad. I'm missing it. I'm going to a wedding in Huntsville tomorrow.
Yes.
So I can't make it. I am super excited for the wedding, though.
Yeah. Who's getting married?
Carol. Roland. Carol. Yeah. She used to work here.
Okay.
And then she is getting married to... I've also met, his name's Blake.
Okay.
He also went to Auburn.
That's cool.
So it's, I'm really excited. I haven't seen them in a while because they live in Huntsville. That's a pretty decent drive. And I also don't drive like on the interstate.
Gotcha.
That was bonus footage that we might release later. But
is there?
Remember we were talking about it on like our first like troubleshooting episode, and I was like, I hate driving on the interstate. I freak out every single. I've only done it like twice, maybe.
Yeah.
3 times, and like all those times, my mom's been in the car, and she's like, "Stop! get on the interstate. Like, that's the fastest way to get where we're going. And I was like, okay.
Is it something that you want to do, or are you fine not?
I'm fine now driving down the interstate. And then once again, we also talked about this. I'm cool on the highway. I'm cool on 280.
Yeah.
280's fine. I think it's just like the interstate is very lawless and it stresses me out. And then the semis stress me out. And then like people are also crazy. Like, and I'm just, it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
I need to eventually overcome that fear, and I will. But this weekend is not the weekend that it will be happening.
That's fine.
So shout out to my friends who are also coming along, so I can just buy snacks and I don't have to drive.
And you can DJ.
And I can DJ.
That's good.
The Taylor Swift album.
Yeah.
Or the 1975. Maybe we'll switch it between.
And maybe some Chapel Roan.
Chapel Roan. Oh, she's definitely gonna make it. I'm so obsessed with her. Like, she's my new obsession.
Yeah.
Obsession.
She
was just at Coachella too.
Oh. I heard Coachella wasn't that great this year.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know like music stuff, so.
Sabrina was one of the headliners, and I heard she did really good. And then I said last week that I wasn't in love with espresso. I'm changing my mind. It's really catchy and it's really good.
Yeah,
and I do like it. It just wasn't very her sounding, but it's fine. It's Song of the Summer. It's got to be.
Yeah,
it's so dumb. But it's like the lyrics are so dumb when you look at the lyrics.
But
like,
isn't that
so
like
fun.
most pop songs? Like we talked about this. Like, I feel like we talked too much about music, but like the like Selena.
We could talk about my book boyfriends.
Oh, I was gonna tell a story too about
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Just a random. Okay. Did I tell you that I came home this week from work and there was a box on my door? No, I haven't told you this. So here's one of the problems with this whole thing is because Nikki and I talk like every day and we will like share stories, and then some of them I think are interesting and we'll like save for the podcast and then we forget.
Yeah.
This one I didn't tell you.
Save for the
podcast. Okay, so I came home from work one day this week and there was a big box on my door and I was like, did I order something? Like I was kind of forgetting if I ordered something, and I opened it up or I brought it inside and I opened it up, and this reminds me of another story.
You brought it inside before you opened it? Like an unknown package?
Yeah, it will have my name on it and it was like from Amazon.
Okay.
I'm going to open it on my porch?
I don't know. Like, I feel like if I got an unopened huge package, I'd be like, what? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. But continue, sorry.
Okay, well, this is the second time. Well, okay. The second time this happened. I'll tell you the other story in a second. So I bring it in and I open it up and it's a food processor.
Fun.
Yeah. It's for my dad.
Yay.
Randomly, because I think this is really sweet. Shout out to my dad. He does not know how to listen to a podcast. He did talk to me about it last week and he was like, what's this podcast? And he's like, how do I listen? I'm like, go on Spotify. And then he was like, what do I do? He has no clue. I don't think he will ever hear this, but shout out. So my dad loves to send me like reels on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I think this is the way that he like communicates that he's like thinking about me or loves me. So I get random stuff all the time from him, but I got one like a week ago and it was like a salsa recipe. Don't know why.
Okay.
And I wrote him back and I was like, I don't have a blender, because it was like making salsa in a blender.
You don't have a blender?
I used to have a blend. Well, I used to have a magic bullet, and the part with the blades got messed up in my dishwasher. Oh. So it's very sad. So anyway, I don't have a blender. So I wrote him back. I was like, oh, I don't have a blender. And then he sent me a food processor, which was very sweet. And he was like, yeah, he was like, you got to make some salsa. So he did. Yeah, and also shout out to my stepmom, because my dad does not know how to use Amazon. He was like, he was just like, we need to send Sydney a food processor. Can you figure this out? And so she had it sent to me, which was very sweet. So I thought it was very cute. I don't know how much I will use a food processor, but I think it's a very nice thought.
I think it's also something, it's like one of those things that like when you need it, it comes in like super clutch.
Totally. I can make hummus.
You could make hummus. You've been on a hummus kick recently, right?
I have. Okay, but then this was also related to, this was something that happened earlier at work, and I was like, I got to tell you in the podcast, because somebody at work was like trying to send me an email. And do you remember this?
Yes, I remember.
And they were like, do you know that there's another Sydney Bassett, like Auburn? Because there was like another email that came up, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a whole thing. So, okay.
Which is really funny, because I feel like that's not a common name. It's not a common
name.
Do you think anybody out there has my name?
That would be wild. Maybe somebody.
No, they do not.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So many years ago, I got an email to my like personal Gmail account.
Okay.
And it was something about something going on in Montgomery, which is only an hour from us. And but it was some like a, I want to say it was like a debutante ball or something.
Okay.
And I was kind of like, what is this? Why am I on this email? Like it's in Montgomery. Like, did I sign up for something? And I was like, this is weird. Okay, so that was like the first inkling I got.
Okay.
And then I was teaching classes here. And I think one of my students brought it to my attention because they were like, I emailed you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't get your email. And so I looked and they had sent it to the other Sydney Bassett, and she was a student here. She was actually a gymnast on the like gymnastics team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so at the time I emailed her and was like, hey, like, LOL, we have the same name. Like, if you get any emails, like, can you send them my way?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, cool. But that was on our like work emails. Meanwhile, I was still getting like, I would still randomly get stuff on my like personal Gmail. And I still from time to time, I like know a lot about this woman, like a lot of stuff that I shouldn't know. Like it just like randomly comes to me and I don't know her personal email, so I can't forward it. Like it's a weird situation. So I have never met her. We just like existed here at the same time. I think she has since graduated. So about a year ago, I came home from work, same kind of thing. There was a box on my doorstep, but it was from Target. And I was like, I'm like, did somebody send me a gift from Target? This is crazy. Yeah. I open it up and it was like a box of plates. And I'm like, what is this? Right. I did some digging. It was on her wedding registry, but somehow Target sent it to me. I don't know how it got sent to my address.
That's kind of creepy.
It's kind of creepy, right? So,
have you ever gotten anything delivered from Target?
I have like a Target account. Maybe I think, I don't know. It was so weird. So then I'm like, well, what do I do with these plates? And I was like, well, technically,
I know that caused some drama.
I'm like, it has my name on it. It was delivered to me.
Did you keep the plates?
You know what I did? I took them back to Target and I got a refund for it. I got Target credit. Because I was like, if I try to explain this to the person working the refund counter at
who's
Target,
probably getting paid minimum wage.
Yes. And I'm like, hi, these were delivered to me. It has my name on them, but like, they're not for me. Like, it's just too confusing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like I earned it. And then I kept waiting for more stuff to show up, but nothing else showed up. But
I know that caused drama.
Maybe.
know. How much did you get back if you don't mind me asking?
It was not like a crazy amount. It was like maybe like $40.
Okay. So it's not terrible. It was, but I just know like it was like we ordered you these plates.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, and also, maybe this was like 2 or 3 years ago. I went to a coffee shop and I paid with my debit card or credit card, whatever, and it has my name on it. And the guy working in the coffee shop was like, "Oh, I know somebody with this name." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, like
I got her plates from a registry."
No, I didn't have her plates at that point. But he was saying, and I think she like moved to Texas, which is where I'm from originally. So I have never met her. If she listens to this podcast, sorry about the plates.
That is insane.
Yeah, and I
love that you like returned them. I think that's
because I was like, I thought about it and I was like, okay, should I keep these plates? And I was like, you know what? I don't really need these. I don't really want them.
Would you end up buying with the Target credit? Can I ask?
That is a good question.
Probably candy.
I'd probably candy. Probably candy. Maybe like a swimsuit cover up or something. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so I had a name doppelganger for a while, but I think, she got married, so I don't think she has the same last name anymore. But so wild. Isn't it crazy? And it's like I took her plates. So we had the same name. We were both in Auburn and she ended up in Texas. And
that's crazy.
Never met her, but shout out.
Shout out the other
Sydney Bassett. So
that is. I love that you returned them. That's like the icing on the cake.
What would you have done?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I get like guilty about things like that. I feel like
I spent a lot of time thinking about it.
Especially because it was like on a red, like it was a wedding gift. Like it's not like, I know this wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't your fault, but I feel like I would just like I don't know what I'd do. I feel like I'd try to at least explain it, and if it didn't end up working, I'd probably keep them.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do that, so I just kept the plates. So
you make me sick. That is so funny that you. Yeah, I don't have any fun stories like that. There's very few people who have my name and last name.
Yeah.
Even though people tend to get me confused with other Nickies.
So she's talking about, so this morning, I came to work. I was really hyped up on Tortured Poets. I put something in a work Slack channel about like check in on your Swiftie friends. We're not doing well. Like, and a link to something about the Tortured Poets. Okay. So we were talking about, and like different people like, comment, whatever.
And you can like react with emojis.
Yeah, react with emojis. So we were talking about it just now, and I was mentioning it to another coworker, and Nikki was like,
I was like, I don't know what you're talking. Like, what are you talking about?
No, you.
What channel did you put this in? I
was like, you reacted. You put a mirror ball on it, and
I was like, what are you talking? Like, I did not see anything.
And I'm like, yes, you mirror balled it. It was not.
It was not me. No. It was the other Nikki.
Yeah, there's another Nikki at our office. So anyway, shout out to the other Nikki.
Shout out to the other Nikki.
She mirror balled it, which was the appropriate emoji.
And then I also ended up mirror balling it once I saw it and actually interacted with it for the first time.
Yeah. So Nikki was mad at me for that, but what are you gonna do?
Fake fan. You're such a fake fan. I almost canceled the podcast because I was a little too upset about it.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you looking forward to at the wedding? Just like dancing and stuff?
Okay, so I don't know how to describe it. So all the weddings that I've been to previously have been, I'm Albanian. Like that's what I am, like culturally. So all the weddings that I have been to have been Albanian weddings. Mm-hmm. And it's very like it's very over the top. It's very like formal bedazzled dresses. It's very like, I just like, that's just the only thing that I know about weddings. Mm-hmm. So when I got invited to Carol and Blake's, I was like, oh, like this is like my first like American wedding.
This is your first American wedding?
I don't know what to like expect at all. Like, so like I was invited to the ceremony and then the reception afterwards. Yeah. And like, that's like vaguely consistent with Albanians too. Yeah. Like not necessarily the same like things go on, but like that idea of format. Like
Yeah. You showed me a video of a wedding that you went to last year, summer, the reception, and there was a lot going on. There were like bubbles, there were ballet dancers, there was a lot.
So it's just, I don't think that's how American weddings are. So I'm just very intrigued to see how different it is. And I'm also nervous because like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You just like dance and vibe.
But like, at Albanian weddings, like we like hold hands and go in a circle and like do like a 4-step, 5-step dance. Yeah. And like everybody does the same dance. Mm-hmm. So there's no way Americans do that.
No.
So like
except for maybe like Cotton Eye Joe. Do you know Cotton Eye Joe?
I know the song. I don't know the dance. I mean, I did do line dancing. Yeah. There was a unit on it back at gym class back in high school. Okay. But yeah, I'm kind of nervous because I really do not know what to expect.
When you were in college, did you like go out to the clubs at all?
I could count on one hand how many times I went to the bars.
Like Sky Bar?
Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't go to Sky Bar. Oh. I've been to 1769 and I've been to Southeastern.
Okay.
I've never been to Sky Bar. I don't want to go to Sky Bar. All the drug stories just stress me out. Some dude died behind it. It stresses me out. Yes. It's like I don't mind drinking. That's not the aspect that like bothers me. Yeah. It's just like I feel like if I'm in public, I can't necessarily like have as much fun as I would if it was like me and my friends like having a bonfire in somebody's backyard.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, because it's a very public image.
And then you have to get home. You have to figure out a way to get home.
That too. Yeah. And then it's like, you have to be wary of like, because like everybody here is also drunk. Yeah. So you can't like, if you like accidentally like back up behind somebody, like that's not necessarily going to be like, I'm so sorry. And they're going to be like, oh, it's fine. Mm-hmm. Like it might just be somebody who gets like immediately pissed off. Like, why are you bumping into me? I spilled my drink. And then it's like, I got to start panicking because I'm like, please don't
kill me.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And then like the drugging.
Yeah,
that occasionally happens. And then in the day of the internet, I don't want to do anything that ends up, that is literally my biggest fear, is ending up on Barstool Auburn. And then I have to DM whoever runs it talking about please delete this. My mom follows this account. That is my biggest fear.
Yeah.
I think about it too often.
Really?
I think about it way too often because everybody be recording everybody.
Yeah.
And it's so, like, and especially, like, at the bars, like, that's, like, where most of their footage comes from. So I'm really nervous that, like, I can't Because I'm always like, I can't. Like, who knows? Like, and I'm not even like that wild of a person. It's just like a low key irrational fear. Because like realistically, like it might just be being like a really bad dancer. But I still don't want that footage out on Barstool.
Yeah. I would not want footage. I don't want footage of me drunk anywhere.
So that's why I'm like, every time that I have gone out, minus that one time that I talked about in the first episode at that club.
With all the like, Grey Goose.
Yeah. So usually it's not my scene. So I've only been a handful of times.
Okay.
When like somebody visits and they want to go to like one of the bars and I'm like, yeah, okay, we can go.
I think you will be disappointed by white people dancing at a wedding.
I don't know.
Because it's like they're gonna
I don't know. I'm really excited, but I'm also really nervous because like it's just uncharted territory.
It also depends on the guests. Like if they have a good like crew and they'll get like the dance floor hyped and stuff. And I don't know these people. I don't know what their families are like too. So it can be really fun. It can also be like very awkward.
So we'll see.
Yeah. But
I'm really excited to see Carol though. I haven't seen her in a very long time. The last time I saw her was like a tailgate for one of the Auburn games.
Cool. That's cool.
But I don't know. And I'm also not gonna get like drunk as fuck at that wedding either.
You could.
I mean, I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
Yeah.
Like that. So like So I'm just I'll drink, but like I don't like go like.
You should the liquid IV ahead of time. Remember?
No, I'm not doing the liquid IV. That's disgusting.
Yeah. I have something that I want to try, but I don't know if you're gonna like it.
What are we talking about?
Are you scared right now?
Yeah, a lot. Why are my hands getting clammy?
I don't know. One of my friends suggested this. Of talking through like what are the last things that you Googled?
Okay.
Are you scared? You can edit it.
Yeah,
just like something.
I don't think it's good. I think it's just.
Is it like fairy stuff?
No.
Or Maddie Healy stuff?
No, it's not. Let me see. I don't even think I'm like logged. Oh shit, I am logged. Okay. Okay, this isn't even that bad. So like I'm a hypochondriac, so a lot of it is like, does anxiety affect blood pressure? Like, like what is good blood pressure? Like, how do I know if I'm dying? Stuff like that. And then I was also helping Sean's brother with his art history homework, so it's like media that references classical artwork.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then ChatGPT. It's pretty much, how do I know if I'm getting my blood drawn at the doctor's appointment? Because that is a huge thing for me. It is so. I hate needles. So, and I also am like a hypochondriac, but I'm a hypochondriac and the ignorance is bliss. Yeah. I'm just going to freak out about maybe having something wrong with me instead of like the people who continuously get checked. So I finally worked up the courage to get my annual. Everything was fine. My blood pressure was fine. My heart, my lungs were fine. Everything was fine. I needed to get 2 vaccines. I needed my last HPV and then I needed my tetanus? My tetanus update.
Okay. But
I was absolutely terrified of getting my blood drawn because I'm like stressing out internally thinking about it because like I don't like needles. I don't like the idea of it going like it's not even like a shot. Like it goes sideways. It's so bad.
You don't have to talk about it.
No, it's fine. It's so bad. So you can ask Amy and Allie about it because I was like complaining about it to them too. And like Sean had to deal with me like talking about it because I was so scared. And he was like, do you want me to come with? And I'm like, no, because like I'm not like a bitch. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be scared, but like I'm like I can't be that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I walked in there and she asked if she asked me all the routine stuff and she like checked everything up and she's like, do you have any like questions about anything? And I was like, am I getting my blood drawn? And she was like, do you want to? And I was like, no. And she was like, okay, so you're not getting your blood drawn. And I was like,
and immediately like your blood pressure like
I immediately calmed down. Good. I was like, life is worth living again because I was just so nervous. And she was like, I mean, we could. But she was like, you seem fine. Like you don't like have anything that makes me think that like you necessarily have to.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't want to do that then. But then my mom bullied me about making sure that my vaccines were up to date. So she was like, yeah, you have 2. Well, no, she didn't. She said I may have 2, but she thought it was like meningitis, I think was the other one. So then she left, she came back, and she was like, actually, like, your meningitis is fine, it's just the HPV. So then she left, and she came back again, and she was like, actually, I was looking at it one more time, your tetanus needs to be updated. And I was like, oh, there's 2? But she was so good, because sometimes I tell them, because I cry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bitch that way. I cry. I don't need anybody to hold my hand throughout the entire time, but I do, like, cry and tear up. So I told her, I was like, if I, like, start tearing up, like, don't be alarmed that I'm, like, in pain or something. Like, it's just me emotionally not being okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's fine. And usually when I tell them that, they, like, make it worse, because they're like, okay, like, take a deep breath in.
Yeah, I'm
like,
getting
1, 2, and I'm like, but like the girl who just did it stabbed me. She just did it like 1, bam, bam. She's like, all right, you're good to go. And I was like, God bless you, because she just, like, literally just did it, and it was fine, and I didn't cry. So
you didn't cry.
I didn't. No. So what better way to celebrate my good health than getting coffee and a donut on the way home? So
where'd you get coffee and a donut?
I got it from 7 Brew, the coffee.
Oh, okay.
I love 7
I haven't
Brew.
been yet.
It's really good. It's drive-through only, which is a little, like, it's whatever. It doesn't bother me, but, like, when it's busy, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But they do, like, it's very much, like, customizable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have, like, their signatures, but a lot of it's customizable. And I've been really up to their, like, teas lately. I do their green tea, and I do it with pomegranate and raspberry, and then I put a splash of milk in it, and it's really good. I get it iced.
That's interesting.
It's really good.
That sounds good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not, like, super expensive either compared to, like, other corporate brands that shall not be named.
Yeah. I think vaccines are so weird because
oh God.
No, God. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying, like,
we said nothing political.
Yeah.
We said nothing political.
No. What if, I have some things to say. No. Because, like, a year or 2 ago, I went to get, like, exam or whatever, and they were asking about my vaccine, and I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea where those records are. Like, and because I'm not from this state, like, they couldn't pull them, and, like, and so they gave me a tetanus shot because
they couldn't pull them. That's so weird. Usually they
because they were never, I don't know how it works, but it was like, because I got all my vaccines in a different state when I was, like, much younger, like, I guess there wasn't, like, record share. I don't know. Anyway, I got an updated tetanus shot, but I'm like, I have no idea where those records are. I am vaccinated. I am
okay. Anyway,
pro-vaccine. Sorry.
I believe in science. Anyways, also, like, because I'm originally from Illinois, and then I moved.
But you went to school here, so the schools have your records here.
Well, so they needed my vax records. Yeah. So, like, but the thing is that my mom's always been on the general practitioner train, like, annuals, like, keeping everything up to date, like, dentist appointments. Like, she's been really, like, good at kind of ingraining that into me and my brother's, like, heads.
That's good.
So, I remember it was, like, a little wonky, but, like, she got them from the place in Illinois, and then they, like, inserted it into the one that I go to here, and then, like, and then I go to that doctor for everything.
Yeah, I think
they just have all my records.
There was, like, a big gap for me between like when because I was in Texas, I was in China, and then I was here, but anyway,
which I think you need to explain a little bit more, because when my mom listened to the first episode, she was like, Sydney lived in China, and I was like, oh, I'll have to get her to explain that story, from my side of the
I know, it's really interesting because, like, people who know me that listen are like, somebody I was talking to was like, I really like, I forgot her name about you. I was like, Nikki. It's Nikki.
I'm supposed to be everybody's favorite.
I believe you are.
No,
I think if you're not yet.
Say that.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah, but it is weird because I'm like, all my friends know all these stories, and I think it's, like, boring to them, but, like, your people don't.
Like my mom was like, Sydney lived in China.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, she, like, kind of, like, speaks it pretty fluently. Conversationally.
I can get around. I actually spoke some Chinese this morning, randomly. Yeah, I lived in China for 5 years before I moved to Auburn, so it was a long time ago at this point. But yeah, I was there teaching English. I lived in 2 different cities. It was fun. Taught at different universities. So I went back to visit once, and I haven't been back since. I would like to go back, but a lot of my friends, my, like, best friend from that time, she lives in Korea right now. So if she goes back to China, like, I would go back and see her. But
you don't want to go to Korea?
I have been to Korea, and I would like to go, and I never visit her. But
I was gonna say I never go anywhere. I've been to many places.
Yeah,
just not like
Asia.
Australia is not Asia, right? It's Oceania, technically. Yeah. So because I've been to Australia. Australia is so fun.
I have been to Australia.
You've been everywhere.
Nah, actually, my friend, the who lives in Korea, she was in Australia for a while, and I went and visited her there. So
I'm going next April. I'm
Are
super
you?
excited. Yeah, I've got a cousin getting married, and they live in Australia, so I'm
fun.
super excited. She just visited this past summer.
Yes, I remember this.
So it was super fun seeing her then, and now I'm super excited to go back. I'm not super excited for the plane ride because it's
a long one.
Literally 24 hours of traveling, basically.
Yeah. Are you a window seat or aisle seat?
Yes, window seat.
Me, I'm a window seat too. Yeah. Yeah.
Window seat,
then
and then
like,
whatever poor soul has to sit in the middle that travels with me, aka my mom.
Shout out
to my mom.
My latest Instagram follower.
Again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a window seat girly. I don't know. Something about aisle just like kind of I feel exposed. I think it's something like that, and I also hate like the idea of always having to like get up to let the people in your aisle leave if they have to go to the bathroom or like something like that, or like just like walk around for a bit, because like I'm very much I'm sat.
Same. When I flew to Australia, I didn't get up the entire time.
I didn't either.
Yeah, and I'm like, circulation be damned. It's fine. It was good.
The last time I went, I was in the 8th grade. However old you are in the 8th grade, so it's been a very long time since I've been. But I am super excited.
That's fun. That'll be good. Where in Australia are you going?
Melbourne.
Oh, cool.
They're in the Melbourne area, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Cute city.
We wanted to do Sydney last time, but my grandma who came with us said no.
Oh.
It was my grandmother cracks me up.
I was embarrassed when I was in Sydney when I would go to coffee shops and
stop. I never even thought about
and they would ask my name to put on my cup.
Like, this damn tourist.
Yeah, and so I told them my middle name.
What's your middle name?
Brooke.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cute. Okay, also again, we said we weren't going to talk about anything political, but this is a fun fact. So my name is Sydney Brooke. It's a lot about my name this episode. O.J. Simpson has a daughter named Sydney Brooke, and he was in the news recently, as we all know. We don't need to get into that, but as a kid, I remember like learning that. I think my mom told me at one point that me and O.J. Simpson have a daughter of the same name. So.
Oh, it was just not to get political. So O.J. Simpson, and I was
like, so vaccines.
Where is this going?
O.J. Simpson.
Where is this going with O.J. Simpson?
Yeah, just that. He has good taste in daughters' names.
Yeah. My most liked Instagram comment was on a post that was referencing O.J. Simpson.
You commented on what it
was?
Share with the class.
It was when he was released after like what was it, like robbing like the gambling thing that he
the
did,
Las Vegas
like,
gambling thing.
Yeah, it was when he was released, and I was like 15 or something at the time, so I was just trying to get internet clout, and I was like, the only free OJ I want are the samples from Costco, and to this day, it is my most like Instagram comment of all time.
What did you comment that on?
It was like a post about him being released.
Yeah.
And like everybody in the comments was doing what the internet does best. So
That's
I was
really
like,
good.
I was like, let me just put, I'm funny. You know what I mean? Like, let me just comment. I did it on my Finsta. So it couldn't be traced back to me. I mean, it could if you looked hard enough.
Do you have a Finsta now?
I never deleted my old one.
Do you get on there?
Sometimes when I want to comment things on like sports accounts and I don't want people, because people on the internet are creepy.
That's true.
So I have my Finsta, so then like if you look, it's just like a Rick and Morty profile picture.
You can't tell people that. People are going to find.
Do you know how many people have Rick and Morty profile pictures?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay.
So it used to be my Finsta, and I used to post on it all the time, and I stopped posting on it because I grew up. And I would just like post memes, like memes that I made, memes that I found on other profiles. Is your
Finsta public?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Do you have any followers?
I do. But it's like all my like old high school people. And then like as I've gotten older, I've like filtered it. So like it's like only like not that many. But I remember at its height of popularity, because I only posted memes on it. And then like I'd post a meme, because what was I gonna do? Post a picture of me crying? Like that's lame. So I'd post like a stupid meme, and then like the caption would be me complaining about God knows what I was complaining about that day.
Angsty.
But it got to the point where like random people were requesting to follow me, and I was like, who are you? And they'd be like, oh, Stuart like keeps sending me your posts, but you're private, so I can't see. He says you post funny memes. And I was like, oh my God, am I a meme account?
I was gonna say, are you like the fat Jewish or whatever? Tank Sinatra.
On a very smaller scale, probably. Yeah, I would like, and then like my own like followers would send me my own posts.
Yeah.
Because I was so funny. So it was.
Isn't there something too about like the freedom of being anonymous? It's like you can say the funny things that like you wouldn't say.
So like they knew who I was. But like nowadays, like,
oh my gosh, I want to find your Finsta. I'm gonna find it.
I can show it to you after the podcast. But it's like, oh my god, I was so funny. And I like, and like for like a longest time, like a couple of my friends were like, you really need to bring it back.
Yeah.
But it's just so much work complaining to people on the internet. Now that I like
now we have a podcast where we can do that.
So I can just do that here.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I do a lot of internet stalking on it. Whenever I have to comment, because like I said, people on the internet are crazy. I just do it on my Finsta.
Mm-hmm. I don't let myself get a Finsta because I am afraid of where I will find myself.
Yeah.
If I get anonymous, because I already like.
Yeah, you already lurk enough on Reddit without an account.
Yeah, I creep too much already, and I the boundary is the like it's me, it's my profile. So if I was,
I mean, like I don't comment anything like crazy. It's just me like complaining about like Auburn football. Yeah. But so like people can't like reply back and be like, you look like a dog, and I'm like just upset because like, okay, like I was just saying like we didn't really do good this game, and then people are being mean to me.
Yeah.
Aww. So like it's not like I'm not like sending anybody death threats or anything. Like it's just like
you're just
commenting stupid things, trying to be funny, trying to get likes,
get your clout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
God, but I haven't posted on it in years.
I really want you to bring it back.
God, I will literally show the memes were so, and they were like broad too. Like I would post like historical memes. I'd post memes about I was in high school when I had it, so I'd post memes about like what happened at like the high school. It was a whole entire thing.
I love that.
Oh, it was so good.
Okay. I'm learning more about you every day.
That's my little blurb. If you know, you know. The real ones know about the Finsta.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
God, the username was so good. It was so stupid. It was so stupid.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I will share with not class. I'll share with our podcast people.
Our podcast crew. Yeah.
Podcast people. Yeah. Our podcast pickles.
Yeah. Okay, so a little backstory. On like how this podcast came to be too, because I think not everybody knows. So
I think a lot of people thought we were kidding, rather.
Yeah, I think we thought we were kidding, and I don't know that we still don't think that. So at our work, they built this podcast studio, and they were like testing stuff out, and they were like, "We need people to come and like just film stuff just so we can test out equipment." And I was like, Nikki, come with me.
I was like, we love talking. We might as well just try it out.
So we went and we did our little like 5-minute recording, and that recording like didn't like go through.
Like the audio corrupted or something. Yeah. We were all so troubleshooting. We were learning. We were all like learning.
And then we were like, should we actually do this? And at the time we were like, we were going to call it Pop Culture Picks with Sid and Nick.
Yeah.
And we were going to call our listeners.
Fans Pickles.
The Pickles. Which I still think is great.
I think it's cute.
I think it's great. Yeah.
So I'm a pickle girly. I love pickles.
I do like pickles too.
Okay, so.
And do you know about like pickle snow cones?
Okay, I don't think I like pickles that much. Yeah, we need to expand on that a little bit.
Okay,
we
can
just a little bit more expansion.
Yeah. It's like a common thing in Texas to eat pickle snow cones. And I didn't know that was weird. And also, I didn't know that this was a Texas thing too, that like you get pickles at the movie theater. These are all normal things to me. Everybody's looking at me like I'm confused.
Pickle snow cone, I'm unsure how to feel about. But I need more about pickles at movie theaters.
It's just like you get the popcorns and then there's like a pickle jar or whatever. It's like pretty common. It's like not
like Spears? Like what do you mean?
No, like a dill, like a full dill pickle.
How
like I don't know what a Publix pickle, like a pickle.
Publix pickle.
Yeah, like a full pickle. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we were gonna call our listeners the Pickles. Going back to the podcast of it all, and then we decided to go a different direction with the name and branding and whatever. But
it would just suck trying to keep up with everything pop culture related.
Yeah, and also it's like my pick is always Taylor Swift, and Nikki has great picks, but
stop it.
Yeah,
not with the new album release. I know.
Yeah, so
they could never make me hate you, Maddie Healy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So then here we are, but you know. We still love our pickles.
So I think, should we call we're missing a podcast pickle, but what do you guys think about being the podcast pickles? We're asking our crew right now.
Asking the people in the room. We can put a poll on our Instagram.
We can put a poll on our Instagram.
Yeah. Our listeners, the pickles. Our podcast
podcast pickles are looking like they're loving it. Podcasting pickle.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of hey besties.
Should we make it say hey pickles? That is really cute.
Is there a pickle emoji? I think there's cucumber.
Not. There's cucumber.
Yeah, we can figure this out.
Okay, yeah. Sean's looking into it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a little bit of our origin story of the podcast. Podcast pickles.
Podcast pickle.
Just cucumber emoji.
Lame.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to do a pickle jar emoji.
That could work. Yeah.
Realistically, why? I don't know. But
there's a lot of emojis that the question.
You love the otter, right?
I do love the otter. I think the otter emoji is such a vibe. He's just like chilling. He's got his little belly out. He looks like he's like living his best life.
I have a emoji. My gosh, I love the salute. The salute. I use it all the time now. It is so fun to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because Sean used to send it to me all the time, and now I send it all the time. I'll be like, okay, guys, like, what time are we meeting? And then they'll be like, okay, like, I think like 8:30 for parking. I'll be like, W.
You're being military girly.
I'm not. Not to get almost political again. But it's just so good. Or the cowboy hat. I'm in love with the cowboy hat. You're into the cowboy hat. I need the cowboy hat and the salute. I need to merge the two into my own custom emoji.
That feels like really right. The cowboy hat and the salute. That's like the same kind of person.
Maybe like put like a sheriff star. Oh my gosh, and then my own sheriff emoji.
Yeah.
Like obsessed with the dabbing emoji.
Yeah, we have a dabbing emoji that we use at the work channel.
Because I dab a lot.
Yeah, because Sydney dabs. Oh my, we could say that for another episode because we're approaching time.
Yeah.
But yes, she asked me what yeet meant the other day, like how to use yeet.
Yeah, I asked
in a sentence.
I learned.
A couple years behind, but it's okay. Nobody really yeets anymore, but it's fine. Yeah, just something we can explore more.
Yes,
in a further episode.
Yeah, our Gen Z millennial crossover episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so definitely send us ideas about those, which y'all would look forward to in an episode like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe we'll start working on our segments too.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out like what the flow is going to be and like how we're going to do the segments and stuff.
And I think once summer rolls around and the like semester's over, I think a lot of people will be open to incorporating time in their day to be a guest segment.
A guestie
on our segments.
Yeah. Yeah. Can introduce some girl brains.
Do we want to do a pop culture pick?
Oh yeah, we can do a pop culture pick.
We could do a little segment to end us off.
Yeah, the pickles.
To our pickles, yes. That's not Taylor Swift because obviously.
You know what I started watching again. I know that I have
get nervous when she says
I know because I have the worst taste, and I'm very aware of this. I finished Reba, and I was staying on Hulu, and I was like, okay, what should I watch? This is embarrassing. I started watching The Good Doctor.
Oh my gosh. Actually, my mom and my grandma, like her mom, like love it and they watch it all the time. And it's ending. You picked it up.
Yeah, I got a ways to go.
It's all right.
It's all right. You know what my issue with it is? The lighting. They're in a hospital and it's so dark in there. And they're like
ever notice things like that. I also don't like watch I only watch it if I'm hanging out with my mom in the living room or something.
Yeah. I get it, like it looks better on TV, but like hospitals aren't lit like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know none of this is real, but I just have an issue with the lighting. But I am watching The Good Doctor these days.
So that's your pop culture pick?
That's my pop culture pick. What's your pick? Nick,
pop culture pick. I don't know. Now I'm thinking. I said it and then I was like, oops, do I have a pop culture pick? Probably Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso song.
You've come around.
I've come around. It's really good. Okay. I think it's like really dumb, but in a good way. I love you, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Come home. The kids miss you. Okay. So, well.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for tuning in, listening. We're excited to get a little bit more into this.
Yep. We'll see you next week, next Tuesday.
Yep. See you Tuesday when we post this.
Bye.
Bye.